maker, mama, boss lady behind Fiber and Fox, and this is episode 33 of my podcast. I'm a crochet designer, I do a little bit of knitting, and this is where I chat about all of it. If you're new here, thank you for jumping on. I hope you find something that you like and stick around, and if you've been with me the whole time, thanks! That was obnoxiously high-pitched. Everything you need to know about me is linked down below. I am fiber.and.fox on Instagram, and all the other links to the website. It's been a day. Are down below too, and there's also a link to show notes on my blog for everything that I'm going to talk about today. It's a rainy, I don't usually do weather, but it was a really rainy, thunderstormy, which normally, I don't like cloudy days, but I like thunderstorm days. But my daughter and husband, as soon as the sun disappears from the sky, or from vision, it's just catastrophic. She definitely has that personality, and today was just we could not even. Toddler's gonna toddler, and it was just a lot of sorrow. So much sorrow. Kid's not vitamin D deficient. We're outside all of the time. We went for a 1.5 mile walk today in the rain, and no, it still wasn't. It was just a rough day. So my shirt says "Crochet at Home Mom." It's by Crafting for Weeks, Kelsey. I know she just updated her shop with a summer line. I don't know if they're still in there, but you should go check. And yeah, today was more of a mom than a crochet day, and that's okay. This is why I do what I do. It allows me to be home and deal with my cats and be a mama first. So yeah, I'm a little distracted or off my normal game today. I want to film, but just a little bit frazzled. In fact, I made myself a cup of tea, which now I can't find. Tea, but I realized I put it in a cup that said Papa Bear, and actually I didn't even bring the tea in the room, so we're off to a great start. We have matching Mama Bear Papa Bear cups, and I put it in the Papa Bear cup, and now I have lost it. Okay, well, there goes my chamomile calm me down tea. Let's just get started on the podcast, shall we? Found the tea. Cat snuck in when I went to get the tea, so if you hear rustling, it's Princess Buttercup. Don't you dare climb things. Okay, now we will start the podcast. Normally I do a bit of admin at the beginning. This is more of just a thing I want to tell you kind of section. But this past weekend I started filming some vlogs for the I-91 shop hop. If you're not in my area, I'm in Connecticut, but Interstate 91 runs from, I think, the bottom of Connecticut up through Vermont. I'm not sure if it goes higher or if it stops there, really. I don't remember, but I have no sense of direction whatsoever, so there's that. But from New Haven to Putney, Vermont, there is, I believe, 9 yarn stores that fall and exits off of I-91, and they do a yearly shop hop. It's kind of like a yarn crawl, or if you're familiar, people have been like, what's a yarn crawl? And I've been like, it's like a bar crawl. I don't do bar crawls, but I think it's like that, but with yarn. So it's shops that have agreed to work together and collaborate over a set period of time. This year it's happening August 10th through 21st. And usually it's for a shorter period of time. They extended it a little bit. Usually it's been in the spring, but they bumped it into the fall. So it's a little bit different this year. But one of the things that they wanted to do differently is they asked a couple of podcasters, both, Cat, come here. No. Look at the people and tell them you're being bad. No, look at... Okay. Brizesa! Leave! Call this cat. She's chewing things. Call her. Oh. I promise. This is a crochet podcast. My arm is now mauled. The cat is now gone. We're just going to keep on keeping on. Shop Hop is happening in August, and this year they asked a couple crochet and knit, I think actually mostly knit podcasters, but YouTube and audio podcasts in the area, I think mostly in the Connecticut area, to go kind of ahead of the trail and either film or record little interviews or shop previews with all of the 9 shops. So I started doing that this weekend. You're not going to see those vlogs for a little bit, probably. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do it yet, but I think probably the first week of August, I'm just going to kind of day after day release some or something, leading up to the shop hop August 10th. So it's either a way for you to preview the shops that you're going to be going to if you are doing the shop hop, or a way to be part of the shop hop if you're not going to be making it in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont area in August. So I'm very excited. They've never done this before, and I've never done interviews before. So this past weekend I was in Northampton doing NoHo, Northampton wools and webs. If you're familiar with yarn.com or Webs, America's yarn store. I was there interviewing with managers, owners, etc., touring around, vlogging, and I'm really excited to bring you that footage. So you're not going to see it for a bit, but I have some acquisitions that I'm going to show you from that trip, and yeah, just stay tuned. Know that shop hop things are coming. So if you like any of my previous yarn store vlogs or vlogs of any kind, I have a playlist, and look out for those. That's kind of the only admin thing I got, so we'll roll into designs at this point. Now my neck is all hivey because I touched the cat, whom I am allergic to. All right, maybe this is all signs I should stop podcasting today, but we are going to press on. Designs. I have a cardigan, or parts of a cardigan, that I have yet to name, but I just want to keep you updated on the fact that we are making progress on this fingering weight cardigan design. So last week I showed you the back panel that looks like, a giant rectangular-ish situation. And this is in Life in the Long Grass in the colorway Gorse. Fingering weight. And I was saying last time that I wasn't sure how I was going to do the front panels of the cardigan, because the way I'm working the sweater is the crocheting is running vertically and not horizontally, which I think is a neat little, kind of has a knit vibe to it, different. I'm always like, I'm going to design something simple, and then I'm like, actually I'm going to design something I've never seen before, and I'm going to have to completely wing it on how to make it. That seems to be my thing. But I want to make things that aren't already out there. So I'm like, if I wanted to make that other thing, I could just go follow that pattern. So yeah, that's how we got here. But yes, I wasn't sure how I was going to do a V-neck cardigan with the construction that I was doing up and down instead of like top to bottom or bottom to top. These hand motions aren't helping you. But I think I figured out a way, and it looks a little funny now. I'm going to seam it up, but I wanted to show you pre-seaming. So, I don't know if you can tell it's a little jagged on the edges right now, but it's going to have an edging over it that's going to smooth it out. But it's kind of basically, I kind of did like some short roast sort of thing to make this happen, because I wanted a really deep V. There's going to be an edging and a wide like ribbing, so it's going to be a little bit less deep, but I wanted a pretty plungy V because it's a cardigan neckline. I don't know. So I think it's going to work. I need to seam it up, double check. But all my measurements and stuff are what I wanted. I just need to make sure that this V-neck is going to turn out how I wanted it to in my mind. But I think I'm really happy with it. And the innovative ways that I figured out to do this, because it was stumping me for quite a bit. And I'm always hesitant to wing it in fingering weight yarn, knowing that I may have to frog it, but I put a lot of thought into this, and I think it's going to work. But I do not have a name for this cardigan yet. I don't know. I kind of want to do something based on, I don't ever like to do color unless it's like rainbow shawl and rainbow, because all about that. But yeah, I don't want it to be like the mustard cardigan or the gorse cardigan or anything like that, because I want you to be able to make it in whatever color you want and envision it in other colors. And I feel like if I call it I want you to make the rainbow shawl in rainbow. Let's be real, it's awesome. But yeah, I don't want to call it like the mustard cardigan and then have you be stuck on mustard and not see it in any other colors. So I don't know what I'm going to call it, but I kind of want to play off something to do with the lines or the vertically or something. I don't know. We got some time still. But I got front panels and back panels, so now I just need to figure out ribbing and sleeves, which are also going to be an interesting construction challenge. Executing it won't be hard once it's done, but me figuring out how I want to do it is going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm probably going to seam that up tomorrow. It's all blocked out and is the measurements that I wanted it to be, so that's exciting. And that's all I have on the design front. Rainbow Shawl is finishing up testing, I think, this week. So I should have an update for you next time on when the pattern's releasing. So stay tuned for that one. Can you see I'm trying to cover my now high V-neck with my hair? Oh well. Finished object-wise, this is like a 99.4% finished. Probably not the correct percentage, but I haven't blocked it yet because it's cotton, and I knew that if I blocked it yesterday or this morning, it would not be dry to podcast, so it has not been blocked. But other than that, I finished my Olori tee by Linens Apparel. It's a pattern test for Landry, and I'm a little bit ahead of schedule, so I'm not sure when she's releasing this, but I finished mine. And it fits cute as is, but it definitely needs to be blocked out. And I left myself some room for the length to grow, because I know the cotton is definitely going to do that. But I think it came out pretty lovely. I meant to weigh it before talking to you. If I do before editing, I'll pop it on the screen. It's definitely heavy. It has the feel of like a full weight sweater, but it's only a tee because I chose to hold some cotton yarn double, which was not recommended for the pattern. It's a worsted weight pattern, and she did it in a chainette, which is obviously a much lighter, airier option, like a chainette alpaca, which is very light. But I just really like this yarn. It is Ravelry Hues Passion Flower. It's sport weight, and it is 90% cotton and 10% polyester. And I think the polyester is like the little rainbow bits running through it. And the cotton is the, cotton core underneath. So I think it came out really cool, texture-wise. And I am definitely going to wear it, but I think it's going to be more of a fall garment with a cardigan, or maybe like an early spring type thing. It's going to be too hot for right now. But I feel like a worsted weight tee would be too hot where I am anyway. It depends on where you are, but for here, summer is very humid. My other concern with this for summer is that the cotton seems to be absorbing the humidity, and now it just kind of smells damp. Like it's not wet, and I haven't wet it, and it kind of just smells like it's wet. So not sure about that. I think it could be thrown in the dryer if I wanted to. Are you washable? I never know what these symbols mean. Tell me. Can I put you in the dryer? I feel like that means don't put us in a dryer, and don't iron us, and don't turn us into a triangle, and please don't make us circular. What are these symbols? Like, I get that you can wash in 30 degrees Celsius part. Those other ones? God, do not iron. But what is the rest of that? I'm sure I could Google it. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to block it and hope that I'll probably put it out in the sun to dry, and maybe throw some essential oils in with the blocking and make it smell less like a damp dog. This is all my yarn choice's fault. It has nothing to do with the sweater. So I may make another one of these, and I kind of want it more cropped. I will either, depending on how much this one grows. I made it 2 pattern for the pattern test, but I may end up cropping some length off the bottom just to make it a little bit lighter. I think it's like a full length sweater. Not really oversized, but past your belt. I think it's about 23 inches or so on me. But I really do like it. And the neckline is slightly wider than my normal, but I think it's similar to my Fandeco tee, which I do wear, and you can usually see the tank top, and that's my pattern, so. You can usually see the tank top just peeking out, and I think this is going to be a similar fit. So I can always pull the neckline in a little tighter if I want, but it doesn't fall off my shoulders or anything, which is what I was worried about. It's really cute. I like it, and I have several solid color cardigans that I feel like would be really cute over it, or like a jean shirt. So that's my Olori, and I might show it to you again, or put in finished object pictures once I block it. I don't know when it's coming out, but keep an eye on Landry's Instagram, and I'm sure she will be announcing it there. And she has a large tester group too, so there's going to be lots of tester inspiration photos in non-super heavy cotton options. Whoops! For whips and half-finished objects, I think the sock was almost done when I showed it to you last time. This is just a completely scrappy sock. If you want to hear me ramble about what I did or thought I did, go back to the previous episode. But this is in some yarn that I dyed out of avocado pits and skins, which just never ceases to amaze me that this is the color that comes out of avocados. And then this is Megs & Co yarn, I Could Live in Hope. And just some scraps I had left over of both. So I'm doing kind of a not shorty, but shortish. It's a shortish sock. And I'm on where is the other sock? There you are, buddy. I'm almost done with the little leg portion on this one. Whoop. I've been focusing on finishing up my tee, and then I've started a baby blanket as well, which I might as well show you. At this point, my husband has a family member that's having a baby, and I went back and forth on whether sharing the story of the baby, and I don't feel like it's appropriate to share because it's not my testimony, but it's an incredible testimony of God's faithfulness and provision in this family member's lives. So I'm very excited to be making a gift. They're not finding out the gender until the birth, but I am doing a baby blanket because I feel like that's always a good thing. They have 6 other kids, so they're definitely not lacking in blankets, but this one's really a major celebration. So yeah, I was torn. I like to do like cardigans, but I wasn't sure on, I didn't want to knit something. I wanted to crochet because I feel like people know me as the crocheter. So I don't usually knit for people. I don't know, that might be selfish, but yeah, I wanted to crochet something. But because they weren't finding out the gender, my like Dandelion Dreams baby blanket is one of my patterns, but it's flowery, and you definitely could gender neutral the colors, but I felt like I wanted to do something else with a different texture. So I'm just doing, this isn't any particular pattern other than I'm just doing like an alternating bobble situation. My 2-year-old thinks bobble is a fantastically fun word to say. Kind of is. Yeah, basically if you look up on Pinterest like bobble baby blanket, say that 10 times fast, I'm sure you will find lots of options. But my plan with this is to do kind of a color block striped situation. I have these colors as well, and I was going to alternate the gray, the white, and then the gray again after this mint. But I'm thinking I might throw in a accent stripe or bobble row of this mustard that I have left over. And then I'm going to edge it out in this khaki color. And these are all, are you mostly acrylic? What are you? 50% lyocell, which I'm really not sure what that is. Synthetic of some kind, and 50% acrylic. And these are the Baby Bee Stork Struck is the mint, the gray, and the off-white. This is Yarn Bee Comfy Classic Khaki. Say that several times fast. This one's viscose polyester and nylon, but they're all synthetic-y. And then the yellow is left over from when I did my daughter's owl sweater, I think. I think this one's DK and the other ones are worsted, but we're gonna make it work. So I think I will either have this finished to show you next time or at least photos of if I can remember. I do need to ship it off because it will not be present for the baby shower. But yeah, it's just bobbles. I feel like it's a nice thing for babies. Like I like the texture of it. And I'm going to do like a, maybe like a dangling bobble. Or I don't know what is that what it's called? I think it's a bobble border. This is what my day has looked like, guys. That's what we're working with. But I did this all today, so it's going pretty fast. There was a lot of Peppa Pig today, so I was crocheting and watching Peppa Pig, which, don't get me wrong, it's a sweet show, but anybody that's watched Peppa Pig, like, I appreciate that it's very innocent and very sweet and isn't, like, doesn't have any agenda to it. It's just like a little girl pig in England. But oh my goodness, there's so much snorting. Must they snort constantly? And anything that's funny, the whole family falls down on the ground like fainting goats and just writhing and snorting. My daughter loves it. She does not watch a lot of TV. So I guess if she's going to be obsessed with one show, that's a sweet one to be obsessed with. But so much snorting, Peppa. So much snorting. And there's like a narrator that's totally not... Oh my goodness. She's 2. It makes her happy. When skies are gray. So that is my whip section. Acquirings. I have some this time. I went back and forth on whether to show these to you because they are from the shops that I went to for the shop hop. But I figured because, I mean, there's a haul at the end of the shop hop videos. But I figured since those aren't coming up until the end of August, and I will likely have made these things into something by then, and will be showing you the things that I'm making because I'm not holding on to this yarn until September. I'm just not. I bought it for like vacation type summer projects. My cat chewed on the bag. My cat eats plastic. It's a real problem. Like a real. Her intestines are going to be destroyed one day because she's obsessed with plastic. This is the rantiest podcast. If you haven't watched any of my other episodes, I promise I'm not usually this ranty. Today is a ranty day. But yeah, I got this yarn from the Shop Hop locations, and I wanted to share it with you rather than be like, hey, here's this finished object from this thing that I never showed you the yarn for, which, I mean, I can do as well. It's my podcast. But yes, this past Saturday, I went to, oh, my battery's in there, and I'm going to forget about that. I should take that out. I went to Northampton Wools, which is in Northampton, Massachusetts, and I interviewed Linda there. She is the owner, and she was lovely. Stay tuned for that. But I got, ooh, you're beautiful on camera. Look at you. This is Harvest Fingering Extra Fine Merino, hand-dyed using natural dyes by Earth Yarns. I had heard of Earth Yarns. I have never worked with their yarn before. But they're all, I believe, or at least this line. Might just be the Harvest line. I'm not sure, because I think they have some pretty colorful stuff too. Dyed with fingering weight yarn. Dyed with natural dyes. And they have these cute little, I don't know if you can see, but right here, cute little graphics of what they are dyed with on the labels. This wasn't one that I was able to identify by looking, but there was labels with like pomegranates and oranges and stuff, you know, that I knew what it was. But this is dyed with buckthorn, which I believe is like a thorny tree with berries. But regardless, I don't know if it's dyed with the berries or the leaves or the bark or what, but oh my goodness. Like, it's a little, it's in the family of the gorse here. Oh no, it's much more like orangey. But basically, I just walked through both of the yarn stores, just like stroking all of the mustard yellow and plum and gray things, because that's really just what I want in my life, is mustard yellow, plum, and gray. And rainbows. Jewel tones. All of them. But yeah, I told myself I wasn't going to buy something at every single shop, but I've only done 2 so far, so I need to pace myself on the other ones. But I needed some summer. The funny thing is I went in with a plan of what I was buying for, but now I'm questioning if I want to use it for that. So these are fingering weight, but they are like 430 yards or something, so on the heavier side of fingering, leaning towards sport. And I am considering... All right, let me show you the other yarns that I got, and then I'll tell you what the plan is. I was shopping looking for yarn to use in Joji Locatelli's. I think it's just called the Staple Linen Tank, or Linen Staple Tank or something. Something involving the words linen and staple by Joji Locatelli. It's a tank top, and it's got some sort of like drop stitch detail down the center, I think. But it's a tank top that I wanted to make, and I was looking specifically for a linen blend sport weight yarn, and I was not able to find one that I wanted. I found like linen DK, I found like cotton sport weight, but after doing the cotton Olori, I didn't want to play with cotton again. So I was looking specifically for that, and I needed 2 skeins of sport weight, I think, to make that happen. But yeah, so I bought this thinking, whatever, I'll do it in merino, it'll be cool, and this color is beautiful, it will look really nice. But now I'm second guessing if that's what I want to use it for. And then I went to Webs, which, if you're not familiar, is, I'm not sure if it's one of the oldest yarn stores, but it's definitely one of the first to get online. And it is the largest, I believe, online. I think that's what Bonnie said in the interview. Largest online yarn retailer in the world, possibly. But really big, yarn.com. The fact that they own yarn.com makes them, you know, a very big deal and original online seller. So I think they've been around for like 40 something years or something like that. Watch the interview, it'll be better. But I wondered about Webs. I had not been to Webs before. My mother has gone frequently. I brought my mom with me on the vlog trip. My mom has gone frequently. And I'm just always reluctant to like go yarn shopping without a plan. Because I don't like to have a ton of stash, so I have never gone with her, but having the interview as a reason to go, I went and wandered about Webs, and oh my goodness, it's huge. It's massive. It's in a huge like warehouse building, and they have like all the yarn you could need or imagine in the front of the store, and in the back of the store they have like a discontinued like clearance yarn section, like a whole back of a warehouse section. Tons of yarn. I almost said there used to be more yarn than there was. Like, I can't imagine there being more yarn there now, but there's so much yarn. So I wandered around touching all of the mustard and purple things, and again, thinking I was going to make that tank or like some sort of a tank top, because I need some more summer items. So I was shopping for that, and then I got this, and I could be wrong, but it's Cloudborne, which I feel like was a blueprint, or Craftsy Blueprint, or the artist formerly known as Craftsy Blueprint, or whatever they are now. They keep switching. Or maybe that's not right at all, but it's Cloudborne. And all of the Cloudborne line was in the clearance section, so which made me think it was a discontinued something or another. But it's 80% superwash fine Highland wool and 20% polyamide. And again, it's listed as a fingering weight, but it's 178 yards per 50 grams, which would be still in the low 300s? Where's math, guys? Low 400s as far as yardage, so definitely more on the sport weight side. So I was thinking I could make the tank with this, and I'm so confused about this color. Like, if you look at the screen now, it looks pretty plummy. In the lighting of the warehouse, it also looked pretty plummy, and I don't know if it's the blue walls in here and like the gray walls of the warehouse, but then in the sun, it looked way pinker. I don't know, I asked my daughter what color it was today, and she said purple, which is what I wanted. But the color is called magenta. So I'm not sure. Like, in my mind, it was kind of similar to this color when I was shopping, but maybe with more of a like bluey tone. Or what I was really thinking it looked like was, I don't know if I have a skein. When I was shopping, I was thinking it was going to be similar to this purple right here, which I guess it's pretty close. Are you close? Not really. It's like in between those two, which is Take Me Home by Lane and Lotus, which is one of my favorite purples. It's pretty close. Okay, I feel better about it now. It's in between the pink and the purple. That was a good visual, Bella. But yeah, I was thinking that it was purplier than it was and that I would make the tank in it. But now, I don't know, the two together I'm kind of fond of as well. But I don't think I have enough yardage to do a full sweater in the two of these. What I'm thinking I want to do, and I've been eyeing for a while, and I can't remember who the designer is. I'll put it on the screen if I can find it. But I've been stalking Cat of Heather and Hops has one. It's called the Elf Mail, and the description of the pattern is, it's like chainmail for elves. It's a fantastic, I don't know if it's like drop stitch or something, but it's not color work, but looks like it's color work texture. And yeah, I've been wanting to make that. So I'm thinking, I don't think I have enough to do this. I think I need 3 skeins and 2 skeins. And these are only 50 grams. So I technically have 2 skeins of yarn here. On the sport weight side, it is a fingering weight sweater, but I'll just size up, down, whatever I need to do. But I was thinking maybe what I would do, because I have these other naturally dyed yarns here from a local dyer called Cup of Tea Yarns. I am just ruining the yarn stash display here. That I had bought at 2 different times. So the dye lot is very different on them. These 3, obviously pretty similar. Oops, no, these 3, pretty similar. This guy's more green. And these were dyed with Black Eyed Susans, I believe. But I really liked these, but I don't think I can alternate them in a way that I can incorporate this other one. So I don't quite have enough to make a sweater. So I've been holding on to these. So what I'm thinking is I might, and seeing it on screen might help me. I'm gonna hold up just 2. I might elf mail doing this. Comment below if you were to do some sort of slip stitch combined color situation. Would you do this one? I kind of like that color combo, and I feel like it chills out the purple a little bit. So this would be like the main color, and then this would be like the contrast. Or, probably not enough contrast. If we flip it to black and white, it's probably not contrasty enough, but I kind of feel okay about that because that's not really a color work sweater. It's like a texture sweater. And these are both naturally dyed. One is a 2-ply, one is a 4-ply, but you know, how is there already cat hair on this? Probably because the cat was chewing on the bag. Well, you know. Or something involving all 3. Also a good color combo. Like, I feel like I could color work sweater something. Like, I feel like this would be an okay color work sweater. Or the other option is I keep this purple because this is enough to make like a full sweater for my daughter. I'm just torn. These were super cheap. They were like $4.27 $6 or something a skein, which even for a full skein is just over $8. So, I mean, it's closer to $9, whatever, math. Yeah, I think it was like 17 with tax and everything said and done for this bunch. These ones are a little pricier, obviously, because they're naturally dyed, but yeah, comment below, what am I supposed to do with these yarns? Because I don't want to just put them in stash. I do really like all of these colors together, but I don't need this many skeins to make a single sweater, and I don't want to split them up. So if I were to elf mail needing 2 colors, which 2 colors would I do? I'll have to put in a picture of the elf mail to give you an idea of what we're working with here. That's hard. I'm leaning towards the tan and the mustard. Tell me. The elf mail recommends having a solid color and then like a very variegated sort of speckle color as the contrast, but I kind of want them to both be solid tonal colors. I don't know. So that was kind of what I'm thinking for like a vacation project this summer. Because, you know, knitting a long sleeve sweater on vacation makes sense. But yeah, those are my acquirings, and you will see them popping up sometime soon in some format. I don't know. Give me your ideas. If you have other ideas for a heavy fingering sport weight, choke every time I say that, sweater of some kind, I need ideas. I'm not super color worky. I looked at some like 2-color color works. I don't know. I get overwhelmed by Ravelry. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, that's so pretty, but I know I won't wear it. So I'm trying to be very intentional. I like boxy. You guys know what I like. If you have an idea for me, let me know. Because I do want to use these yarns like soon. So that's what I have. That's podcast 33. Did I even say 33 at the beginning? I think so. Listen, it's been a day. I hope the day that you're having is less frazzled. And if not, I hope that you have some cozy yarn to sit down with and relax. And yeah, I'm as frazzled as I am so grateful that this is the life that God has given me and that I get to be home with my daughter and experience all of her toddler moments. As glorious as they may be sometimes. So yeah, I'm going to go work on my baby blanket and sit on my bum on the couch and drink my tea that's on the floor getting cold. So thank you for watching. I hope I see you next time. Bye.